Welcome, race fans, once again here to Race on Texas. We are live on the YouTube channel here from Fairbury Speedway on iRacing for tonight's season finale. Got about 12 drivers here for the season finale, and of course we have your modifieds coming up after this race. But right now we have your super late models, both of them going to be here at Fairbury Speedway on iRacing for tonight's event. Little dust flying on this track here tonight, but no worries. It is, of course, looking good out there on the racetrack. Nevertheless, this track looks fairly smooth and shiny here tonight. We, of course, want to welcome everybody to the event, and, of course, thank all the sponsors that make all of this possible. New overlays in place, so we don't have all of those in place here. But again, a big shout out to the sponsors. You know who you are. Thanks for tuning in and helping to do everything you do to make this series what it is. Season 2 already shaping up to be a good one, as we are just a little bit away here from qualifying. As you can see right there, 3.5 minutes on the clock until we go to qualifying. Again, with about 12 drivers, it looks like we're going to have one heat race here tonight, followed by your main feature event, which will be 50 laps. Going to be a very, very short night here tonight. We'll look into last week. We didn't get to cover the second race due to car count being too low. That was a league decision. Of course, we kind of support that the best we can. Unfortunate, we don't like having to end the stream early. We like getting here, getting to cover it all, but sometimes just the way the cookie crumbles. We'll see how they get baked and turn out tonight. But that being said, here in practice, Jordan Casey is the fastest driver in practice with a 12.290. His teammate Clay Devin right behind him with a 12.387, a difference of 0.097, so not a whole lot of time separating those two drivers here at the moment. Chris Fisher in third, Derek Dryman in fourth, and Dustin Merle, I believe that is how you pronounce that name, in fifth fastest spot at the moment. Of course, a new driver here. We have not seen Dustin before, so we'll see how he stacks up against the rest of the competition here tonight. 2 minutes left on the clock. We want to know who you're tuning in for tonight. And, of course, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit the little bell to be notified of all upcoming events here on the channel. We, again, do have a lot of events here on the Race on Texas channel, whether they are sim racing or real-life events. We cover them at many tracks, so make sure you hit that bell to be notified of all those events, whether it be sim or real racing. That being said, again, we want to remind everyone this is the season finale here for Till Valhalla Racing League. We have been here since the start, and we'll be here for season 2. Hopefully y'all can hear us through all the choppiness there. But once the internet kind of sorts itself out, we will have it. And of course, we're going to be getting hold of Spectrum to sort it out. But once we get going, it should stabilize out. It does here from week to week. It just keeps doing it. So we apologize for that. But we'll definitely be getting it sorted out with Spectrum here in the next week or so. But we definitely thank everybody for tuning in. You have less than a minute, 30 seconds left on the clock. We'll be right back with qualifying. All right, that will do it for practice. Qualifying is underway. Again, 12 drivers here, as 13 if you do count the admin, Chris Malone. I believe he will be adminning and racing here tonight as well. We're going to jump down to the track where the drivers are. And of course, out on the track first is we'll go ahead and pull up your qualifying bar here. It's going to be the 444 of Derek Dryman. And we'll see what kind of times he does put in. As again, some good times. 12 seconds roughly, maybe a 13-second time. It really just depends on how fast they can get around this track. But I'm seeing about a 12-second. We're having connection issues from him, so we're going to switch over to, there we go, we'll switch over to Derek Keltner, who is not put into time just yet. A 12.759, but that time so far not going to be counted in the number 5 machine. Dryman at the top of the charts with 12.536. Darren Literal right now third fastest with a 12.896, as well, Keltner was third. Now he is our second. Now he's third. Second is going to be Casey Reiser with a 12.694. As we go back to Dean Slauson in the 08 machine. He hasn't put in the time just yet, but he's going to come to the line here momentarily. We'll see what times he's going to put in here tonight, and it's going to be a 13.486, but that time not going to count. Also, let us know how the car sounds. We got them cranked up here just a little bit for you, so hopefully you can hear them just a little bit better. As looks like Slauson going to hit the wall there. We jump over to Jordan Casey in the number 42 as his teammate just took the pole in the 42 machine, or sorry, the 84 with a 12.504, and now Jordan Casey going to take it to the top with a 12.324. As he's almost 2/10 faster than his own teammate, Clay Devon. What a run here for Jordan Casey. We jump over to James Grace, who ran a 13.06. Dean Slauson still on the track, but he's going to bring it to a halt. And it looks like Chris Malone and Dustin Merle not going to come out on to the track. So that looks to do it here for qualifying. Unless Chris Malone or Dustin Merle come out on to the track for qualifying, that's going to do it and wrap it up here for qualifying very quickly. Getting qualifying out of the way here for the TVRL season finale race at Fairbury Speedway on iRacing here live on RaceOnTexas.com YouTube channel. We again thank everybody for coming out, tuning in here tonight. We're going to step away from the mic as we got about 2 minutes left. Grab you something to drink, something to snack on from your personal concession stand in your kitchen, your beverage of choice, and your snack of choice. Of course, it is essentially not really free, but it's free here compared to a concession stand at a racetrack. So grab you something to drink, something to snack on, and we'll be right back with Heat Race number 1. All right, looks like Dustin Merle in the 23 is going to come out on to the track. We'll see. He's got plenty of time to get out there, get around this track to at least get a lap in. We'll bring up your qualifying bar back onto the screen. Again, I believe that is Merle is how you pronounce that. We'll get a clarification on it if we can. Running of the Race on Texas logo here, so big shout out to Dustin for that. 8 seconds left on the clock. Can he complete the lap 5 for And he does. 13.019. That'll put him in 10th place. I wondered if just had something there that couldn't get out, but it's not going to matter. Qualifying is over. It is time for heat race number 1. And it looks like we indeed will have 2 heat races here tonight. It looks like 7 drivers in heat race number 1. So we'll jump down there with them on to the track. And so we will, there we go, now we're down with him on the track, and Derek Dryam still having some connection issues, but heat race number 1 will consist of Jordan Casey, Derek Dryman, Zach McSwain, who did a very good job last week, Derek Keltner, James Grace, Daniel Piotek, and Dean Slauson here for heat race number 1. Again, Dryman still having that connection issue here tonight. We'll see if that gets sorted out for him in that 444 machine, or it's going to be a long night for him. We are just about ready to get this thing going. We do apologize if you see a little bit of a tick in there or a stutter. That is a product of the SLI that iRacing doesn't quite support yet, but they are working on it. We're working with them. Either way, green flag is out. Jordan Casey on the Loudville here in that 42 machine. He is going to just fly to the front of this field. And we're going to switch over to a little bit closer view for him. Right behind him is going to be Derek Dryman, but he's still having that connection issue. It looks like he sorted it out, but here comes McSwain in the 25 machine trying to make something happen on the high side, and he may do it. We'll see if he can get by him here in just a little bit. And so far, not happening as Casey out front. We go back a little bit to the 269 of Grace. That is James Grace. Derek Keltner in the 5 trying to run him down, and that is a battle for 4th position. And it's probably one of the closest battles on the track here in heat race number 1, with the 5 of Keltner not quite fast enough to get by him. We'll see if he can get him by. He gets about halfway down the side of his car, but can't complete the pass. He's going to fall back here just a little bit as we go to the 42 of Jordan Casey, still out front, leading this race. It's going to be 2 to go when he gets to the line. Again, 8 laps goes by so quickly here in these races. And looks like that track's already starting to get a little rough out there just from practice and qualifying. You see the wheels hopping just a little bit as Jordan Casey brings it to the 1 to go this time by. As again, white flag going to be coming into the air right about there. White flag in the air, 1 to go for your leader, Jordan Casey, in that 42 machine. And it won't be long before he's crossing the line, doing a fantastic job for himself here in heat race number 1. And that'll do it. Your race winner for heat race 1 is going to be the 42 of Jordan Casey. Heat race number 1 is in the books. It is time for heat race number 2, and just like that, heat racing will be over as soon as this one is done. We drop down to the track with these drivers. It's going to be Clay Devin, Chris Fisher, Casey Reiser, Darren Littoral, Dustin Merle, and of course Chris Malone running race control. Don't think he'll be taking to the track. He did not qualify, so he is running race control here tonight. We're just about set to get heat race number 2 and your final heat race underway. All right, we are rolling off the grid here for heat race number 2. As it looks like we're having that internet issue once again persisting in there. We're going to see if we can't keep working on that. We will keep hounding Spectrum there until they get it all sorted out here in the studio. But it's going to be Clay Devin, Chris Fisher, Casey Reiser, Darren Literal, and Dustin Merle going to be your drivers here for heat race number 2. Clay Devin going to be your pole sitter. On his outside is Chris Fisher in the number 5. So we have 2 number 5s here in this series. Of course, they're both being separated tonight in 2 different heats. As the 84 Clay Devin getting ready to take the loud pedal. He does right there. Green flag is out, and we are racing here for heat race number 2. As it's going to be the 84 of Devin from that D1RT stable out front leading this race. No surprise, he's been doing it all season long, doing a fantastic job. This season really has been dominated by D1RT. Not to say there haven't been other winners. Chris Fisher going to give him his run for money on the high side. Fisher right up against the wall. He has a little bit of momentum coming as he's maybe going to try a slide job. No, he smacks the wall, cuts momentum down, and he can't make it around the corner, but he's going to try once again. But the door gets shut. But look at the momentum run he has coming off the high side out of the corner, but it's just still not enough to get by the 84 of Clay Devin. But he's right there trying to make it happen. It's going to be 4 to go. Next time by, it's going to be halfway home when we get through this lap right there. 4 to go now for Clay Devin. Chris Fisher to smack pretty good, but he keeps going on the high side. Back to the front we go for the battle for the lead. And the 5 of Fisher not being able to get the run he wants to try to get by Devin, but he's on that high side. Devin pretty much committed to the bottom side here in this race. You see right there, he just dives it down into the corner as Fisher sticks it to the wall basically, and he does tap the wall here and there, but 2 very distinct lines, the bottom side and the high side. And, ooh, Clay Devin smacks the wall there as he goes up to shut the door on the 5. He had a huge run. Fisher going to maybe try to line up just in the same position. And right there, he's going to get the run, but it doesn't matter. Checker flag had already waved. Just a little bit too late there, as Clay Devin is going to get the check flag and the win in heat race number 2. Next up is your warm-up, followed by your 50-lap feature event. So we'll be right back on the mic here live in just about 4.5 minutes with your A-main event. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for your A main event, as we have 12 drivers. Going to be 6 rows of cars here for tonight's A main event here at Fairbury Speedway on iRacing, live here on Race on the Texas YouTube channels. We'll bring your main bar back up on to the screen. Again, not everything done in the overlays yet. We are still tweaking on them here tonight, so we've been adding little bits and pieces to them for the last probably, I would say, a week or so. We've been just tweaking on them the best we can, but it looks like your grid is starting to come into place. We'll drop down to the track. Again, we don't have our official grid in place yet. That's the next thing to go in. Other than some tweaks we have to do, but your starting grid for tonight's race is going to be just like this. Starting on the inside, your pole sitter going to be Jordan Casey. On his outside is going to be his teammate Clay Debin, followed by Derek Dryman and Chris Fisher, Zach McSwain, Darren Literal, James Grace, Casey Reiser, Derek Keltner, Dustin Merrill, Dina Slauson, and Daniel Piontek. Again, Chris Malone not going to be starting here tonight, as he is a race control. So 12 drivers going to be starting the race here. Good news for Team Clay Devitt, looking to get 1-2 here tonight for their D1RT stable. See if they can pull it off again here tonight. Again, that team so dominant regardless of where they go, and hopefully the internet does hold out here for the remainder of this race, as we are just about ready to get this thing going one more time here for tonight. Again, we will have another race after this. Whether we do go ahead and cover that will be up to car count. We'll see how it goes. There's the green flag, but not going to be waving it, as they do have some swapping around to do, as it looks like the 5 of I believe that's Chris Fisher. It is going to be swapping out to the front. He'll be on the outside, as Clay Devin going to take to the pole, and Jordan Casey going to drop to third. So some swapping up here. It looks like second and third are going to swap positions, as we are just about ready to get the green flag. We should get it to this time by from the flagman, officially giving them the race to go. And there it is, green flag officially in the air. We are racing for your 50-lap A main event here tonight. Here comes the 42 of Jordan Casey on the ladder pedal, but it's going to be Clay Devin. I believe it's going to lead lap number 1 officially, and it is indeed going to be Clay Devin that leads that lap. He's led all 3 now of the 3 completed. We're on lap number 4 of 50. Again, we'll refer to it as 52, even though it technically is a 50-lap race. Jordan Casey in that 42 taking to the bottom side. He's going to try to make a slide job on his own teammate. Not going to happen. Side by side to go into turn number 3, out of turn number 4 to the line. It's going to be a drag race, but I believe Clay Devin still has it, and looks good for him. Bad for us, though, as our internet is all over the place, like some of these driving styles here on iRacing. As it hopefully will sort itself out for the most part. It did during the heat races. We'll see if it can do it here once again. But again, it is all over the place, like some of the driving we've seen here on iRacing. We'll see, though. Clay Devin holding on to a solid lead right now. Well, he was anyway. There goes Jordan Casey. He's going to get by him. Again, Jordan Casey, a very, very talented driver, doing a fantastic job. Those two, both of them, really, Casey and Devin, good. Driving, doing a really good job here as well. Is McSwain in that 25 machine running the high side. This track's getting extremely dusty here for these guys, so we'll see if it does hang on just a little bit longer. There's still some moisture over the top of this track, it does look like, although they are throwing a ton of dust. If you're somebody back here like Fisher behind these guys, or Keltner for that matter, Derek Keltner in that 5 machine, as we'll go on board with him and see what it's like to be in his shoes in the number 5 machine. Watch as he goes into the corner. You can see the dust flying. It's not too horrible, Definitely, I think it looks a lot worse for us than it does for him out on the track. But you can see definitely it's not going to be a clear path in front of you, especially when you have now McSwain having some connection issues in the 25 machine. These guys are creeping through the dust as we'll go up to the front where it's nice and clear. The 42 of Jordan Casey really starting to throw some dust here back behind for his teammate. You can see they go down low and you don't see quite as much dust being thrown. But Jordan Casey right there, and there's a lot of dust flying up. Let's go on board with Clay Devin here, and let's go to the roll bar camera if we could, and see if you can see that dust that he's seeing. It's just not quite happening. There's not a good view of it, but you can see right there all the dust that is indeed flying up from the 42 machine as we go off board with him. Again, that is second place. It's collecting most of that. Zach McSwain still hanging into third place. You can probably throw a blanket over second, third, and fourth right now. Devin, McSwain, and Fisher as the caution comes out for the first time for Derek Keltner in the number 5 machine. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here for the 5 of Derek Keltner? He was right behind the 444. There was blinking. Contact was made into the outside wall. And was that the product of it? No, he gets sandwiched by the 444 there, though. And then right there, hits a tire. Up he goes and around he goes. I don't think the car's going to be too terribly damaged. Excuse me. But it will bring out caution number 1 as he is going to go one lap down after going down into the pits for a hot fix. There in the hot chute, he will get repaired. And back out, Jordan Casey, your leader, followed by Clay Devin, Zach McSwain, Chris Fisher, and Derek Raymond are your top 5 after caution number 1 and 20 laps completed. Alright, pace car dives off. We get set to go racing one more time. We've only had one caution here in the race so far. As we'll pull it up here for you. 1 caution, 4 laps, 1 lead change. Of course, that was when the 42 took the lead from the 84. But here comes the 84, Clay Devin. He's going to do the slide job. Crossover move coming from Jordan Casey as the caution comes out once again. And this time it's going to be for the 442. Possibly. No, it may be for the 5. I'm not sure. Let's go back and take a look. But somebody having some issues back here in the back. We saw the 444 of Dryman having some connection issues. I'm not sure if that's what triggered the caution or not. I don't believe so. But the 5 also may be having something here. We'll go back and take a look and see. And I'm not sure what that caution was for, to be honest. As I don't see anybody off pace that would have caused the caution. So we will rack them and stack them and try one more time here to start about lap 27 when we get the green flag again. Alright, pace truck dives off back into the pits. We are racing. Green flags in the air. Clay Devin getting a push from the 444 of Dryman. Dryman looking to get to the front as Darren Literal in the back is going to have a lot of company. He's getting beaten and banged on back there like a pinball machine. He's going to get shuffled about 4 spots back as the 15 getting by him of Daniel Piotek. And we got a car upside down. So far the caution is not out though. We'll go back to the front. I don't even know how the caution's not out. But with the car upside down, there is the caution there. And that is going to be Dustin Merle upside down. Let's go back and take a look. As Darren Literal back here, these two were beating and banging. So was the 15 getting involved in this. And what in the world happened is the question. As he's up on the high side and just gets a slight bump from Darren Literal. I wouldn't even say hit him hard. That was probably one of the softest hits I have ever seen to knock somebody over. So there must have been some other issues going on there, as that was more like a love tap than it was a full-on hit, and he just kind of rolled it over like a turtle on its back. So not sure exactly what happened there. But he does go over, and that will bring out our third caution of the night here, brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. Unfortunate for the 23, as he will be in the pits. Quickly to go over your race information here from our track information from Fairbury Speedway. 12 miles, 87 degrees, 84 air temp. A very cool night of racing here as we get the green flag one more time. The 42 of Jordan Casey going to be out front leading this race, followed by Clay Devin right behind him. Clay trying to get back to the front, although at the moment Jordan Casey has led 22 laps of the 33 completed. So we're coming to complete. There it is. Lap 34 has been completed of the 52 on the books. And so we have a 50 lap race for those 2 extra ones. So we go ahead and count them in the scoring as well. Dryman, they're still having the connection issue, but caution comes out once again, and we go back to the back and see if we can figure out what happened. Again, I don't see anyone off pace here for this one either, but it looks like maybe Zach McSwain having some issues. As no, it's going to be the 08 of Slauson, Dean Slauson, that gets collected together with the 15 and Darren Literal once again, and that will bring out the caution here at Fairbury Speedway. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here. This is the TVRL season finale race here at Fairbury Speedway, live on RaceOnTexas.com YouTube channel, as we are getting set to get the green again here in just a moment. We'll see how it all plays out for everybody here tonight. As now we've completed 38 laps. We're going to make it to 39 laps completed when they get to the line to start lap 40 of the 50 lap race. And green flag is back in the air. It's going to be Jordan Casey, followed by Clay Devin and Derek Dryman. Fisher and Reiser going to get it, as they're going to be 3 wide. Back in the back, and around goes the 14 of Casey Reiser. Caution is out, and no need to go back and look, as we saw it live there. He gets a shot in the back of the car, and around goes the 14 of Casey Reiser to bring out caution once again. That is caution number 5 here tonight, as we have completed 40 laps of the 50 lap race. Alright, pace truck dives off on the backstretch. We get ready. We're going to go single file this time, as they already hit the loud pedal. Green flag is out, and we are racing once again here. 8 laps to go in your A main feature event. as we'll see if these guys even want to be talked to. Last week they opted to pass on their interviews. They've had so many here. We may talk to them as it's the season finale race, but right now we are coming up on going to be 6 to go this next time by as the caution comes out once again. This time it's going to be for Darren Literal in the 69. Let's go back and take a look. See what the replay cam says here for the 68 of Darren Literal. See just what happened here. He was running right along with the 25 of McSwain, and not sure, little hit there from McSwain. Something tells me there is not going to be any love lost between those two drivers on the track. And Christmas cards will not be shared between the 25 and the 68. Again, we'll never claim anything's intentional on the track by any driver because we are not behind the wheel and we are not in their head to know what's going on. But regardless of what was going on there, it didn't look like they were going to be teammates and exchanging gifts at Christmas anytime soon. That being said, we have 4 laps to go, as I believe this will put us into green-white checkered territory for tonight's race. We'll see when they get to the line right here. If it jumps to 3 and then back to 4, we will know, as there it is, 3. Sorry, it would be 2-3. Is my correction? The lights are off, so this should put us just at the distance. So far, I do not believe this would be a green-white checkered attempt, as we're going to go back to double file restart. There it is. Green flag is out. 2 laps to go. Is the green-white checkered going to be here again? It may not be official overtime, but it is a green-white checkered, as it's going to be Jordan Casey out front, followed by Clay Devin, and then Derek Dryman hanging on to a 3rd place. But here comes Clay Devin. He's going to try to hang on and get first place from his teammate. Can he do it? Checkered flag is waving, and it looks like Clay Devin may have squeezed it out. He did. Clay Devin picks up the race win here tonight over his teammate Jordan Casey at the line in a photo finish. Clay Devin bringing home the win here in the season finale, followed by Jordan Casey, Derek Dryman, Chris Fisher, Zach McSwain, James Grace, Casey Reiser, Daniel Piotic, and Dean Slauson, Derek Keltner, Darren Literal, Dustin Merle, and Chris Malone will be your official, or unofficial, we should say, running order here for tonight's race. We'll step away here for just a moment, see if these drivers even want to interview, as we've talked to them so much this week, or this season, and then we will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we had a little chat with the D1RT guys, and they are getting prepped for the next race. They opted not to hop in the booth. They got to get ready for the modified race coming up after this one, and we do not have our third place driver here to talk to. Unfortunate, but we understand they're getting ready for that one. These are open sets, so they have to get ready for them. This is the newest track on iRacing, so we are gonna go ahead. We're going to kick it to the splash screen, and we will be back here in just a little bit. With your modified race, depending on car count, we'll see how it goes. But again, we will be back hopefully here in about 30 minutes. We won't kill the stream, but we will be back hopefully in about 30 minutes after a short intermission with your modified race.